So today's lesson is we're going to be combining positive and negative numbers. Now notice I said combining because it takes away the stigma of am I adding these, am I subtracting these, because some of them are going to have different signs and that's where it gets confusing. Also, I know that your calculator can do these, all right? But this is one of these, when I assess my students on this lesson, they're not allowed to use calculators. Combining positive and negative numbers is something you need to know, like your multiplication table. So let's take a look. We're going to do this two ways. We're going to use the rules and then we're going to use number line, okay? So first we're going to use the 3 rules of combining positive and negative numbers, okay? So the first rules are signs are the same, add the digits, and keep the signs. Now, believe it or not, you learned this when you first started adding anything in kindergarten, like when you had 3 plus 2, okay? We employed this rule. It's just we didn't tell you about it because when you're 5 or 6 years old, you're not going to understand negative numbers. But this one says the signs are the same, and they are the same. They're positive numbers, a positive 3 and a positive 2. So I add the digits and I keep the sign. Now, of course, when you were in kindergarten or first grade, you didn't put the plus, all right, because you didn't understand that there were negative numbers also. But this is a positive 3, a positive 2, so it's a positive 5. If we have 2 negative numbers, so we're going to have negative 4 and negative 3. And remember, I says combine. So don't worry. It's like, well, it's a negative 4. Am I subtracting 3? You're combining digits, okay? So this is a negative 4 and a negative 3. The rule simply states when the signs are the same, and here they are the same, a negative 4 and a negative 3, you add the digits. Ignore these signs for now. Just add the digits. 4 and 3 is 7. And now it says keep the sign. So since they were both negative, it's negative. Let's do one more. If I had a negative 6 and a negative 3, again, 6 and 3, ignore the signs, just add the digits. 6 and 3 is 9, and keep the sign. Okay? So that's rule number 1. Rule number 2 says, what if the signs are different? If the signs are different, subtract the digits, and again, you're going to ignore the sign when you subtract the digits, and then keep the sign of the larger digit. So if I had a negative 8 and a positive 3, okay? So the rule says just subtract the digits. Ignore the sign, subtract the digits. 8 minus 3 is 5. And now keep the sign of the largest digit. The largest digit is 8. It has a negative sign, so therefore the answer is negative 5. Let's do one more. Suppose I have negative 6 plus 8. Okay? Again, the signs are different. Just look at the digits, ignore the signs. 8 minus 6 is 2. And the larger digit, 8, has a positive sign, so the answer is positive 2. Finally, the third rule is minus a minus is a plus. What does that mean? Well, suppose I have 2 minus negative 3. And since the 2 signs next to each other, a lot of times they'll put them in parentheses. It doesn't have to be put in parentheses, but most of the times they will, just to keep a confusion. So when we say minus a minus, this is minus a minus. I have 2 minuses next to each other. So that becomes a plus. So just rewrite, don't even think about it. Rewrite it as 2 plus 3, and the answer is 5. So therefore, 2 minus negative 3 is a positive 5. Let's do one more. Suppose I have negative 3 minus negative 4. Okay? So your minus minus is a plus. So rewrite this with that as a plus. The minus 3, that stays negative, okay? Because this didn't affect that. All right? So minus 3, and now change this to plus 4. And now what do I have? I have rule number 2. The signs are different. So subtract the digits. 4 minus 3 is 1, and keep the sign of the larger digit. And the larger digit is 4. It has a positive sign, and so the answer is positive 1. The one caveat, that's Latin for warning, is I had a student that did this. They said, oh, minus 2 minus 3, that's minus a minus. No, it's not. this is rule number one. This is -2, -3, so this is -5. Remember, minus a minus is only when the minuses are next to each other. They have to be together, all right? Now, the number line, I'm a big proponent of the number line because the number line will never let you down. So let's look at a problem using the number line. If I have -5 plus 3, okay? Now, with the number line, I can start anywhere I want. I can start at -5, or I could start at +3. And I'm going to do both. So we're going to start at -5. And now it says go 3 in the positive direction. So we know the positive direction is to the right. So I go 3, 1, 2, 3. And it says that the answer is -2. Now, what if I started the other way? What if I started at +3? Here I am at +3. And it says go 5 in the negative direction. And the negative direction is left. So I go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, I came up with the same answer of -2. All right, let's do one more real quick. Suppose I have, let's say +6 and a -4. Okay? And again, I could start either way. This time, I'm going to start with this one, the -4. So I'm going to start at the -4, and it tells me to go 6 in the positive direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It says that my answer is +2. What if I started at +6? +6, it says go 4 in the negative direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course, it brings me to the same place. All right? So some students will say to me, well, when I get an exam, I don't have a number line. Well, that's okay. You can create your own number line, and it only takes like a minute. So in other words, I could do this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And over here, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1. And that took me 10 seconds. If you want to take another minute and make a longer number line, maybe from -15 to +15, -10 to +10, either one will work. So the number line is a very, very good tool. Remember, start at either one of the numbers and then use the sign of the other number to tell you which way am I going from there. Am I going left for negative? Am I going right for positive? Or if you memorize the 3 rules, rule 1, 2, and 3, you're golden. You're good to go. So remember, you need to know this like you know your times table, okay? Yes, your calculator can do this, but you can't depend on the calculator for everything, okay? It's important that you understand that. And now for the math joke of the day. How do you make 7 even? Take off the S. I'll see you next time. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. And if there are specific math problems that I haven't addressed yet, just let me know and I'll make a video of it. And for more math contact, please follow me on all my socials.
Content. Math content.
I didn't say that? Contact? And for more math contact, please follow me on my socials. Did I say it again?
Yes.
And for more math content, please follow me on all my socials.